Hi. So I was playing around with making a spacecraft in Garry's mod, and there were a couple things that I wanted to accomplish. Like, I wanted to be able to have one individual thruster be able to respond to multiple commands so that you could minimize the number of thrusters that you needed on a vehicle. Otherwise, your vehicle would have like something like 32 thrusters on it. Um, and then I also wanted to introduce some form of like stabilization and finer control as to like the direction you're pointing. So this is my test bed for this little piece of software. Um, obviously it's just a shipping container with a bunch of thrusters on it, but you can see, so I can do some translation controls, up, down, left, right, but I can also do rotation controls, and I basically just change whether I'm doing rotations or translations by pressing the shift key. I can also roll. So one issue that we come into here is that if you're trying to fly the spacecraft around, like shooting things, maybe other players or whatever, it's going to be kind of difficult to manage the rotation because you can quickly lose control of it. Like here, I'm just going to purposely lose control. So like it's definitely doable to regain control yourself. I mean, I've had a lot of practice, so I'm kind of good at it at this point. And then I can try to cancel the velocity. But see, it kind of takes a while to do that. And if you were like maybe trying to play a game where you're trying to kill another player, that takes a lot of time to do that. So not only does this little chip control all the thrusters and let them respond to multiple commands, but it also introduces lateral and angular stability. So if I go, right now it's turned off. If I go and turn on angular stability, now if I try to rotate this, it'll automatically cancel its rotation. But see, it's still sliding. So what you can do there is turn on lateral stability. And now if I do that, hang on. First, it's going to cancel its angular velocity. So it's going to cancel the rotation. And then what you'll see it do is fire its thrusters to stop its lateral movement. And it will slowly come to a halt. So that makes the whole process of flying it around much easier, because as soon as, say I try to rotate, as soon as I let go of the key to make it rotate, it automatically cancels that rotation. And now I can much more easily fly this thing around. If I just want to position it on top of this pad. Well, that was kind of bad, but I guess it's an opportunity to show you how well it stabilizes. And now see, I'm not pressing anything, it's just canceling its own velocity out. One thing that the chip also allows for is for you to set a vector. So if I set vector control to active, and then the control vector to be wherever the pilot's looking, you can see I can move it just by looking around. If I look up here, the thing will pitch up. If I look down here, it'll pitch this way. And it still gives me control over the roll while I'm in this mode. That way, if you have like weapons on your spacecraft, you can still roll the spacecraft so that the weapons have a line of sight of your target. But this vector control means that it also makes for a good controller for missiles, because since you can just put a target vector down, it will it can point directly at a target. So this missile is set up to target vehicles. So if I just put this right here, actually I'm going to throw it a little bit. It orients itself at the target and waits till it's pointing about at the target before it fires its missile. And the lateral stabilization also really helps for these zero gravity missiles, because normal missiles have fins to kind of stop their sideways movement, but this can use its thrusters pointed sideways to cancel out any movement that isn't directly towards the target. But yeah, so that works pretty well. The only thing that I would like to implement on this is the ability for it to lead its target. So it would have to calculate how quickly it's approaching its target and how fast the target's moving, so that it can find the point in space that it's going to meet the target at. But I'll work on that in the future. Anyways, peace out.